Hi everyone, this is Angie Perez of Agent Know-How. You are tuning into an article called Where to Aggregate Your Realtor Reviews. I actually took some time to kind of describe some of the differences between a review, a testimonial, a recommendation or endorsement, and even compliments. I think that there are a lot of websites that agents can use to kind of house and store their real estate reviews. But there's some subtle differences between a review, a testimonial, even a recommendation and endorsement. So if you look at the chart that you see on your screen now, you'll notice that a review is kind of like showing your likes and dislikes about a product or services. And with a review, you might actually have some type of rating system like a star system, 1 star out of 5 or 5 stars out of 5. Testimonials are a little bit different. They might be handwritten notes, they might be glowing remarks, and that leads to some type of recommendation or endorsement of a product. So there are some recommendations that we're kind of already familiar with, and one of the websites that I think does a really good job of having both, I would say, recommendations and endorsements is LinkedIn. So we're going to take a look at some of these websites or all these different options for where to aggregate your real estate reviews. So I just want to run through them so that you can see what we're going to be talking about. So the very first one, and it kind of prompted this video, was Trulia. Trulia just recently came out with a recommendation function, which is different than their testimonial function. So that's one of the reasons why this article came about, because this subtle change kind of it kind of got me a little bit nervous because I keep a lot of my reviews on Trulia, and I was actually importing my testimonials from LinkedIn into the Trulia profile. But then now they have this section that you can recommend someone. You can request recommendations from anyone within your Facebook connection. Or either by email, and it'll actually post on your Trulia profile. So if we go back to my particular profile, you're going to notice that um, there's more of an emphasis on recommendations now here as opposed to in my testimonials, which, you may not even see on the page. It's all the way at the bottom versus recommendations. So they're obviously utilizing recommendations as their social search. This is one place where you can keep your reviews. Now, I like this place because it's associated with properties, so people can actually see actual listings and there's recommendations, and they're both in the same place. So I think that that's important when people are looking to hire you. If they're looking at this particular house and they like your recommendation, that might trigger a phone call. There are other places on the web that kind of allows people to um, recommend you. Another one of those places is called Mountain of Agents. I was familiar with Mountains of Agents. They actually had a a write up about them in Tech Savvy Agent. So, what I did is I created my profile and I wanted to test the system and say, hey, listen, if I was in this database and people were looking for agents within, let's say, 30 miles of this particular location, because I already agreed to their terms of service, it's going to show me actual real estate agents. So here are all the other agents that I might be competing against, and I'm in this directory already. So this is me. I do have a blurb. It says, I'm a successful buyer's agent. I have the stats to back it up. I sell anywhere between 18 to 24 houses. Everyone has that blurb, and I think that putting a statistic there showing, what your stats are is important. I think that's a good tip for real estate agents because, you kind of want to stand out. Like here, I say, hey, I sell between 18 to 24 houses. That's a good number in my market. I'm kind of a buyer's agent, so I work to do one closing a month. That's my goal. And, I'm able to maintain that, if not more, throughout the year. So, I have that on my profile versus these people who don't have anything on their profile, at least not in the search results or the search screen. But you can share this profile on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and let's take a look at one of the profiles, because this woman that I looked into, and I'm not picking on anyone, but she actually has some compliments. See, she has some mastery in these areas. Geographical mastery. She received already one compliment. Active interest, one compliment. But she actually has a nice bio. She says, I care about you, and you're my number one client. Your needs are above all others. So she uses you and your a lot, which I like. It really puts the emphasis on the client. But this is Mountain of Agents. This is one place where people can be able to provide you with compliments, and that might lead to endorsements and recommendations for your business. So this is the first video of probably a set of one or two.